have Luis Eduardo Hernandez. Thomas Lee Perez Reyes. Oh. Right, so you're here today because you were arrested for the charge of battery. I've read the charging affidavit. I do find that there is sufficient probable cause.
La estoy escuchando. Sí.
Your Honor, I can hear the defendant, but I was not able to hear you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Now I can, yes.
All right. Sir, you were arrested on a charge for the charge of battery on a probable cause affidavit. I have read the charge. I have read it again. It appears, were you living at the 751 Isaacville Drive address?
751 Isaac Villar Driver, esa era la casa de mi esposa. Todo lo que está pasando
751
es un
Isaac,
error.
that was my wife's address, and everything that's happening is a mistake.
Your Honor, Madam Interpreter, sir, please don't get into the specifics about the case.
All right, so your wife lives at the Isaacville address. You don't live there?
No, yo ya no vivo ahí.
No, I don't live there anymore.
Okay. All right, I'll set up on the amount of $500. You're to have no contact with your wife. You're not to return to that address. Do you have any, anything at that house, any clothes or anything?
No.
No.
Okay, so you're not to return there. You're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and then we'll appoint a public defender to represent you. Thank you. That was 2025 MM 408-475AO. Your name, sir?
Luis Hernandez.
Luis Hernandez.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, you're here today because you're arrested for two charges, driving while under the influence, simple DUI, and driving while under the influence with a BAC of over 0.15, or a person under 18. I've read the charging affidavit. I do find there's sufficient probable cause. The bond on the simple DUI will be $500. On the enhanced DUI, it'd be $750. If you do bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. You're not to operate a motor vehicle without a valid Florida driver's license. I will appoint a public defender to represent you, so you have an attorney. That was 2025 CT 404433. 407-433 AO and 407-434. All right, your name, sir?
Elias Jimenez.
Elias Jimenez.
All right, sir, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of no valid driver's license. I've read the charging affidavit. You find sufficient probable cause. Bond be set in the amount of $500. I will appoint a public defender to represent you. If you do bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you're not to operate a motor vehicle without a valid Florida driver's license. Thank you. That was 2025 CT 407-437 AO. Your name, sir?
Adán Rodelmiro Miranda de León.
Adam Rodalmiro Miranda de León.
All right, sir, you're here today because you failed to appear previously on a DUI charge. There's a bond of $2,500 on that failure to appear. There's also a hold on you for Seminole County. So we will hold you until that's cleared. And also, there's an immigration hold. So even if you were able to bond out on this, bond out on the Seminole County case, you would still be held pending the clearing up of your immigration status. I will appoint a public defender on that case. I think you already had one, but I'll appoint another one, just in abundance of caution.
Okay.
And that was 2022 CT 897 AW. Are your name, sir?
Gerardo Caballero.
Gerardo Caballero.
All right, sir, you're here today because you were arrested on charge of felony battery. I have read the charging affidavit. I do find there's sufficient probable cause.
Correct.
The Big Pine Road address, that's where you were working, right? You were working a construction site?
Correct. Construcción, correct.
Construction, correct.
Okay. All right. I will set bond in the amount of $750.
Your Honor,
Yep.
this is a third-degree felony where a man was beaten unconscious. And had to be taken to the hospital.
Joseph stood up shortly after Geraldo then pushed Joseph and walked away.
The first sentence says that there was an unconscious male. And that he was transported to ORMC.
I understand. I'm just saying they looked at a video and it says hit him multiple times in the head back. He was also pushing his head onto the floor. He didn't stop punching him. Joseph stood up shortly after. Geraldo then pushed him. Joseph then walked away. And that he was the primary aggressor. The actual narrative doesn't really bear that out. It may have been transported for something. I'm not sure why. So I'll keep it at 750. No contact with Joseph, the victim in the case. You're not to return to that construction site or the scene. You're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. I will appoint a public defender to represent you. That was 2025 CF 15038 AO. Your name, sir?
Johnny Escobar.
Johnny Escobar.
All right, sir, you're here today because you were arrested on a charge of possession of methamphetamine. I have read the charging affidavit. I do find sufficient probable cause. It's up on the amount of $1,000. If you do bond out, you're not to use, possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. And I will appoint a public defender to represent you. Oh, and there's a hold currently for you for immigration. So even if you bond out, you won't be released until they can determine your immigration status. And that was 2025 CF 11032 AO. All right, your name, sir?
Flores Román.
All right, sir, you were arrested, actually for a couple things.
Román.
It's Roman Roman.
All right, first of all, Ms. Roman, you were arrested for fleeing, attempting to elude, possession of fentanyl, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I have read the charging affidavit. I do find sufficient probable cause on the fleeing, attempting to elude. The bond will be $2,500. The possession of fentanyl, $1,000, and the resisting officer without violence will be $500. If you do bond out, you're not to operate a motor vehicle without a valid Florida driver's license. You're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. 500. Is that the same case? So the petty theft we don't have. And you were also arrested for a petty theft charge. And I will set bond amount of $1,000 on that. Not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. You're not to return to the scene. You have to have no contact with any witnesses. And I will appoint a public defender to represent you. Also, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
Your Honor, I apologize. On 25 CF 1733, the fleeing and attempting to elude and the fentanyl, what are the bonds on that case, please?
$2,500, $1,000.
Thank you. State is
What
requesting.
happened with that resisting case? I only have two on here.
Didn't you set them on the 500?
Oh, it is, okay. Yeah, the resisting was 2025 MM 409375. Okay, gotcha.
State is requesting that 25 CF 1933, currently in Division 15, be transferred to Division 20, where there is a lowercase number pending.
All right, that'll be granted. So the cases on that for the interpreter were 2025 CF 1933 AO, 2025 CF 1733 AO, 2025 MM 9375 AO.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your name, ma'am?
Damiseli Perez.
Damiseli Perez.
All right, ma'am, you're here today because you're arrested for a charge of scheme to defraud and grand theft third degree. I have read the affidavit, the probable cause affidavit, and I will set bond on the scheme to defraud at $3,500, and the grand theft third degree will be $1,500. If you do bond out, you're not to use, possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. You're not to have any contact with the alleged victim or any witnesses or your co-defendant if there is one. And I think that's it. What's that? Oh, can we have your appearance for the your attorney?
Lazaro Blanco, Your Honor.
All right. Did you have anything else you want to say?
No, Judge, we're just wanted to confirm
Okay.
what bond amounts were.
All righty, thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
We're heading to the Portuguese now?
I'm sorry, Your Honor, could I have that last
Oh,
case number,
yes.
please?
Let me give you that last case, and then that's the end with the Spanish. That was 2025 CF 14723 AO.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a
Thank
good
you.
afternoon.
You too. Okay, all right, no problem. All right, good afternoon. Is the interpreter there?
Yes, hello. My
Yes.
name is Reynald, ID 37872.
Have you
I'll
been
be your Portuguese interpreter today.
All righty, have you been sworn today?
Yes, the person that called me for me.
All righty. Okay, and you'll just, I'll speak and then you can speak because we don't have we have to do it back and forth. All right, sir, your name?
Benjamin Valentin da Silva.
Alô, senhor. Vou ser seu English. Benjamin Valentim da Silva.
All right, sir, you're here today because you're arrested for the charge of trespassing of a structure conveyance.
Muito bem, senhor. Você está aqui por causa que você está recebendo o cargo de ter traspassado, invadido e também o de inconveniência.
I have read a charging affidavit, and I do find there is sufficient probable cause.
Eu li a declaração jurada do cargo no depoimento jurado e eu acredito que há uma causa provada.
All right, counsel?
Your Honor, there has been an offer conveyed to the defendant, adjudication, credit time served, no return to Walmart.
All right, Mr. Valentin, the offer in your case, if you wish to resolve it or finish it today, is enter plea of no contest, and it would be time served.
Muito bem, senhor Valentino. Então, se você deseja resolver o caso hoje e terminar com ele, faria uma declaração de não exclusão.
I gave my client a Spanish plea form. He said he could read Spanish. I just want to confirm that he read the rights he would be giving up.
Eu dei para o meu cliente o formulário do acordo em espanhol. Ele disse que ele pode ler espanhol. Eu só quero me assegurar que ele entendeu os direitos aos quais ele pode estar renunciando.
If he understands those rights and he would like to go forward, he would just need to sign and he would be done today.
Se você entendeu esses direitos, se você gostaria de seguir para frente, você simplesmente precisa assinar e seria tudo por hoje.
Is that what you want to do, sir?
É isso que você quer fazer, senhor?
We'd ask for a bond.
All right. All right, I'll set bond in the amount of $500. No return if he does bond out to the Walmart. He's not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and it will appoint a public defender to represent him.
Muito bem. Então, vou estabelecer a fiança em $500. Você não pode retornar para o Walmart. Se você pagar a fiança, você não pode usar armas de fogo ou armas perigosas. Não pode possuir drogas nem álcool. E eu vou designar defensor público para te representar.
All righty. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Tá bom. Obrigado, senhor.
Have a good day.
Tenha bom dia. And
Chickies.
thank you for your service.
In, Creole or?
Anything else?
All right, that's it. Thank you. And it's Creole downtown, or is it? Oh, sign.
Sorry, Your Honor. Just making sure you were speaking to
Yeah, no, we're all set. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Seeing the move out? All right. Okay. Thank you. I'm looking for the T's. No. Where was that? I think you slipped it in there. All right. Your name, sir?
I thought his name was Tyrone Thompson.
That, Have you ever gone by the name Tyrone Thompson? Okay. Well, we have you as Tyrone Thompson here. Now, you were arrested for the charge of urinating in pub. Okay. You were arrested for charge of urinating in public.
Okay. Can you, please don't talk about the specific facts of your case. There was an offer conveyed to you, sir. It's an adjudication, 5 days. I gave you a pink sheet to read. Were you able to read that? Okay. At this point, Your Honor, we would just ask for a bond.
Okay. I'll set bond the amount of, oh, go ahead. Set the amount of $250. The defendant is not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. And I will appoint a public defender to represent him.
Your Honor.
The out on bond cases?
I'm not going to take any action on him.
Okay. The first one I was going to let you know is incompetent to proceed on the very first one.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So I'll just take no action. Alrighty. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. We're seeing what we're able to get. Mandarin, okay. Good afternoon. Is the interpreter there?
Yes, this is May, Mandarin interpreter.
All right, good afternoon. Have you been sworn today?
Yes.
All righty. All right, sir. Your name?
Yiwen Chen.
All right, Mr. Chen, you're here today because you were arrested for the charges of trafficking in cannabis, more than 25 pounds, possession of cannabis with intent to sell, and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams.
那好的，那你今天呢，就是被指控，就是你在运那些一个大麻似的，然后是超过25磅以上，然后你的目的呢是要卖它，然后你还有低于25磅的。
I have read the charging affidavit, and I do find there is sufficient probable cause for those charges.
然后我已经读了刚才那些文章，就知道他这个指控的这个事情。
What is the schedule on the trafficking? Do you know, Steve?
Because it's cannabis, Your Honor, it is 25,000.
I will set bond on the trafficking in cannabis at 25,000. The possession of cannabis with intent will be 5,000, and the possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, $500. Yep.
对，先是就是运这个大麻，这个就是25000块，然后想卖它有5000块，然后又有一些大麻又是500块。
If you do bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
如果你被保释出去了，那你不能吸毒，不能拿枪，也不能吸毒。
And I will appoint a public defender to represent you. Did you have something?
Yes, Your Honor, State would also ask that he have no contact with the co-defendant who is behind him.
Okay. All right, and I'm also going to order a condition in your bond that you have no contact with your co-defendant, Mr. Zhen.
好的，那现在我们还有一个保释的条件，不跟另一个也犯了罪的，不跟那个人联络，坚先生。
Okay, all right, thank you.
Is that all?
Oh, we have one more.
Okay.
All right, your name, sir?
你的名字？
邵良言。
All right, sir, you're here today because you were arrested for 3 charges: trafficking in cannabis more than 25 pounds, possession of cannabis with intent to sell, and possession of cannabis less than 20 grams.
好的，那现在今天呢有3项指控。第一个，你在运这个大麻有超过25磅，还有就是第二个就是你还打算去卖它，然后最后是还有一个你有20克以下的这个大麻。
I have read a charging affidavit, and I do find there's sufficient probable cause.
然后我还读了那个一个宣誓的书，我也知道了这个的情况。
I'll set bond on the trafficking case at $25,000, at $5,000 on the possession of cannabis with intent, and $500 on the possession of cannabis less than 20 grams.
现在呢，我们就有那个保释金，先是要运输那个25磅以上的大麻，这是25000块，还有想去卖这些。 打算去卖这些大麻是5000块，还有拥有20克以下的这个大麻，这个是500块。
If you bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
如果你保释出去了，那你就不能拿着枪支，也不能用毒品，也不能那个喝酒。
You're not to have any contact with your co-defendant, Mr. Chen.
你也不能跟你一块儿就是犯这个罪的人，就是陈先生，不能跟他联络。
And I will appoint a public defender to represent you, so you'll have an attorney.
我会安排一个公共律师的，所以你会有一个律师的。
All righty, thank you.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for using our services. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Creel? No, yep.
I think we got him. Hello, are you there?
Hello, I'm here.
Okay. Have you been sworn today?
Yes, I have.
All right. All right, sir, your name?
Allô, bonjour, m'appelle pour en créole. Non, s'il vous plaît.
Non, c'est Jean-Juvens Togo.
Jean-Juvens Togo is the name.
Okay. Sir, you're here today because you were arrested on a charge of fraudulent use of a credit card.
Monsieur, là, je viens parce que vous mal utilisé fraude avec le crédit card.
I have read the charging affidavit. I do find sufficient probable cause.
Moi, lis tout affidavit, moi, ouais, que gain assez preuve que vous coupable.
Bond will be set in the amount of $1,500.
Montant que vous besoin payer, c'est $1,500.
If you do bond out, you are not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
Si vous payez pour sortir en prison, ou pas doit gagner aucun arme, drogue ou bien alcool.
And I will appoint a public defender to represent you.
Et ma bao, il y a un défenseur public qui peut défendre nous.
Ready? Thank you.
Merci.
Let's see, we have, this one's also Portuguese. There's 2 Portuguese. Creole, I mean. It all sounds the same. All right, your name, sir?
Non, monsieur?
Alex was me.
All right, Mr. Rosemy, you're here today because you're arrested for 3 charges. First of all, driving while under the influence. Second of all, refusing to submit to a DOI testing, whether blood or breath. And finally, no valid driver's license.
Ok, monsieur, ou la jodi à cause de 3 raisons. Première, ou t'a conduit pendant que ou te gen drogue dans alcool dans le système ou sans yon licence et puis ou pas de vle pour yo te ba ou DUI qui c'est un test yo quand t'es capable de prendre avec ça ou bien pour te ba avec souffle et encore parce que ou pas de gen yon licence avec ou.
I have read the charging affidavit. I do find sufficient probable cause for all 3. And I will set bond on the DUI at $500, the refusal, $500, and the no valid driver's license, $500.
Mwen li affidavit nan, mwen jwen probable cause et mwen mette pour payer pour DUI ou pas de faire $500, $500 encore parce qu'on pas de gagner une licence qui est valable et encore $500 pour sortir.
Now, sir, you do qualify for pretrial release, which would not require you to post a monetary bond, but you would have to check in with a pretrial release officer periodically. Would you rather have pretrial release or a monetary bond?
Ou qualifié pour sortir sans que vous pas besoin de payer, mais si vous sortez sans pas besoin de payer, c'est on a toujours besoin checker avec un officier qui a veillé sur vous. Mais ou capable de choisir tout pour juste payer problème et puis pour nous larguer. Ok, ça d'ailleurs t'as préféré.
I don't have nobody around here just to bail me out.
Pardon?
I don't have nobody out. Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is the interpreter. Would you mind me asking him to speak in Haitian Creole?
Yeah, I'll have him speak up.
Parlez plus fort en créole.
Ça dit à aller m'a fait, oui.
I'll do what you said.
Well, do you want to, if you said you have nobody outside to bond you out, then pretrial release, you don't have to have someone bond you out. So would you rather have pretrial release?
Ou do pa gen moun, eh bien, nou kapab lage ou, et puis on officier a toujours surveiller ou pas besoin de payer rien. Ou d'accord ça?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I'll release you. You'll have pretrial release conditions. You're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. You are not to operate a motor vehicle without a valid license.
Ma plage ou, mais n'a gen condition ou pas doué gagner ni utiliser alcool, drogue ou bien épée, sakouzam, et ou pas doué conduire aucune machine, aucun véhicule sans que ou pas gagner une licence qui va là.
All right, and I will appoint a public defender, so you'll have a lawyer.
Et ma ba ou yon défendeur public qui pour défendre nous, ou bien un avocat.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Sure,
That's
thank
it
you
for
for your
us.
sir.
You two have a great day.
Mm-hmm.
Hunter, you have next. I didn't. All right, your name, sir?
Junior Hunter.
Excuse me?
Danny Junior Hunter.
Hi, Mr. Hunter, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of battery. I have read the charging affidavit, and I do find that there's sufficient probable cause. I will set bond on that at $500. You do bond out, you're not to have any contact with the alleged victim. Let me see who that was. That's Joel Metz. No contact with Joel Metz. You're not to return to the Circle K on North John Wayne Young Parkway. You're not to use, possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. And I will appoint a public defender to represent you. Your name, ma'am?
My name is Destiny Alcorn.
Hi, Ms. Alcorn, you're here today because you're arrested for 2 charges, burglary of an occupied dwelling and trespass of a structure. I have read the charging affidavit and I do find sufficient probable cause. State have anything they want to say on the bonds?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Be $5,000 on the burglary of an occupied dwelling, $500 on the trespass. If you do bond out, you're not to return to the scene. You are not to have any contact with any of the victims or witnesses, and you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. I'll appoint a public defender to represent you, so you have a lawyer.
A release or something?
Pretrial release?
Yeah.
I don't believe you're eligible based on the Jersey.
Okay, I plead not guilty though, but because it's my house, I have the deed.
I understand that that's your position. That's not what was in the affidavit, that you actually sold the house, so.
I did not sell the house. I haven't even appeared in court to sell the house at all.
Okay. Yep, we're all set.
I can't afford the bond.
Okay, well, your lawyer will come out and speak with you. Your name, sir?
Lorston.
Mr. Lorston, you're here today because you were arrested on a charge of trespass. I have read the charging affidavit. I do find sufficient probable cause. Bond will be set at an amount of $500. If you bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. You're not to return to the scene. Don't go back where they arrested you. He is currently out on bond.
It is the same location, Your Honor, and the defendant was released yesterday and went back to the same location.
Your Honor, if I could just be heard briefly, I understand the state's position on it. I think if you read the affidavit, I believe the location was his mother's house. I'm not really sure. Your Honor, with that in mind, we just ask that you take no action. I think the facts is, I just believe he just needs to understand that he can't go there, Your Honor. So with that in mind, we just ask that you take no action, and I don't think he'll be able to bond out. So once he'll probably have to stay another 33 days. And we do believe that there are potentially some comp concerns as well.
Yeah, I imagine. All right, the bond is $500 on that. As to the out on bond, I'll revoke and double that and make that $1,000. Appoint a public defender, so you have an attorney on that, Mr. Lorston, okay?
Sanchez.
Your name, ma'am?
My name is Rachel Sanchez.
Ms. Sanchez, you're here today because you were arrested on a charge of battery. I have read the charging affidavit.
I didn't hit nobody. I didn't spit on nobody. I didn't do nothing, sir.
Don't talk about what happened or didn't happen yet, because that's for some other day. Today, we just have to decide what we're going to do as far as you being in jail, okay? We're not going to be, we're not going into the facts of the case. Okay. I will set bond the amount of $500. If you bond out, you're not to have any contact with the alleged victim or any witnesses. You're not to return to the scene at 3015 South Rio Grande Avenue, and you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Okay? And so that.
Can I be released on RR because I just got into my place and I have HMS and I just moved into that area for 2 days and I just came in to go and get holy soap because I was getting possessed by Cannabis the devil and I needed holy soap and I came in the store.
Okay, but here's the thing. No, I can't because you don't qualify, but also too, don't go back to that Family Dollar. They don't want you there. It's just going to get you into trouble. So if you do bond out, don't go back there, okay? And I will appoint a public defender, so you have a lawyer.
Can you do a $100 bond?
No, not on this charge.
Come on, man.
Okay? Your attorney will come see you. Your attorney will come see you.
I didn't do anything. I just wanted holy soap. I was with my sister and she wouldn't let me get it. She's the devil in the store.
Okay.
Come on, man.
All right.
I didn't do anything.
I understand that, but today's not today's not the day for that. We're just.
What happened to ROR? Can I have time, sir?
You don't qualify. I'm sorry.
I don't qualify. I hate life.
All right, your name, sir?
Demetrius Bernard Carey.
Mr. Carey, you're here today because you're arrested on a probable cause warrant for the charge of criminal mischief. The bond will be set on that amount of $750, and this is in, what's the case number on this one? 2025, no, that's not it. $750. If you do bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. You're not to return to the scene. You're not to have any contact with Rhonda Akis. All right, I will appoint a public defender to represent you. About these other ones. That's all we have. All right, good luck, sir. Your name, sir?
Juan Colazo.
Mr. Colazo, you're here today because you're arrested for the charge of possession of cannabis, more than 20 grams. I have read the charging affidavit, and I do find that there's sufficient probable cause. Set bond the amount of $1,000 on that. You'll, if you do bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you're not to and I'll appoint a public defender for you. You were out on bond on a fleeing attempting to elude in Osceola County. Let me see. I'll revoke that bond and double that bond to be $7,000. Thank you, sir. Your name, ma'am?
Sorry, Dallas.
All right, Ms. Dallas, you're here today because you're arrested on a probable cause warrant for the charges of possession of firearm by convicted felon, gang enhancement, possession of firearm by convicted felon, gang enhancement. Which one of those do we have? It's 2025 CF 15043. None of those. Nah. All right, so this is just the possession of a weapon. Well, that's better because I had questions whether or not. Yes, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor. As probable cause has been found, state is requesting that defendant be held no bond pursuant to Arthur, as the gang enhancement does elevate the offense to a punishable by life offense.
Okay. All right, I'll stay that at no bond. We'll set a PTD hearing.
No, Your Honor. As I asked for it pursuant to Arthur, there is no PTD hearing. I didn't ask for it pursuant to the statute. It's pursuant to the Constitution. It's a punishable by life offense.
Okay. So we no bond on that. Appoint a public defender to represent you. If you do bond out, you're not to use, possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
Which court case number was that, Your Honor, if I could?
What's that?
Could I please get the case number for that, Your Honor?
Yes.
I know there's two of them. I just want to be certain.
This one is 2025 CF 15043 AO.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
This one came from a search warrant after she was already arrested, I think.
Was she appointed a public defender for that
Yeah.
one as well? Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, your name, sir?
Cameron Sylvester.
Mr. Sylvester, you're here on a burglary of a conveyance charge.
Yes.
Failure to appear, wasn't it? You failed to appear on that charge, and there is no bond for failing to appear, and you already have a public defender.
Your Honor.
Oh, well, I mean, it was, okay, yes. It was on your burglary charge, but you failed to appear for trial, so it's no bond. Okay. So you violated your pretrial release, apparently, which was on the burglary of a conveyance case, and you didn't appear. So by that violation, there's no bond on that. You'll be held on no bond, and you already have a public defender representing you on the underlying offense. It looks like it's actually set for trial December 1st, according to the there. All right, thank you. Yes. Okay. All right, your name, sir? Mr. Colbert, you're here this afternoon for arraignment on your driving while suspended charge.
Your Honor, can I just have a brief moment with my client?
Okay.
I apologize.
Just to let you know, counsel, I looked at his driving record. It doesn't appear, he doesn't have anything, any driving while suspended or qualifying offenses since 2012. So he's not going to be habitualized if he wants.
That's my concern, Your Honor.
The last I can see from the driving record is a November 30th, 2012 and January 22nd, 2013.
All right, Your Honor.
Let me see.
There's a plea that was conveyed to, what was it again? Mr. Colbert.
It looks to me like he's just outside because I've got a 2024 driving while suspended. And then there's one from 2020 that's outside 5 years, so he's good to go on that. Yep, should be fine.
Then you complete, you want to be done with this one? Yeah. Okay. Your Honor, he has an offer for an adjudication 15 days in OCJ. I believe he has credit for 10, Madam Clerk, is that
I
correct?
think we got 7.
7, okay. So you'd have to do, you're willing to do the additional 8? Yes, sir. Okay, I understand the logic now. Okay, sign it.
All right, so you wish to enter plea of no contest to the charge of driving while license suspended?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No, sir, Your Honor.
Have you suffered from or been treated for any mental illness in the past?
No, sir, Your Honor.
This plea form you signed, you have any questions for me about anything on the front or the back?
No, sir, Your Honor.
And you understand that this is punishable by up to 60 days in jail, up to a $500 fine, and that the entry of your plea could result in deportation if you're not a citizen.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
In addition, this will be a second strike towards you being found to be an habitual traffic offender. If you get another driving while license suspended before November the 28th of 2029, you could be found to be an habitual traffic offender and lose your driving privileges for a period of 5 years.
Understandable, Your Honor.
All right, I'll accept your plea. I'll judge you guilty, be sentenced to 15 days in the Orange County Jail. You do have 7 days credit. I'll impose court costs, a $50 cost of prosecution to the state, and I'll give you 12 months to get that 207, or excuse me, that'd be 306, to get that paid within 12 months of your release. So it doesn't start until you get out of jail, and then you have 12 months from that day. You can pay a little bit at a time or all at once, as long as it's paid at some point in the next 12 months.
Yes, sir.
All righty? You're all set? Just don't get another one. Go fix your license. Your name, sir?
Joshua Curtis Barnes.
Mr. Barnes, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of trespass.
Yes.
Is there an offer in this? No? No? I'll set bond the amount of $250 plus court costs, $50 cost of prosecution to the state. What? There's no offer. Whoa, I lost my cursor. There is no offer, right? Okay. So I'm to $250 bond. $250 bond. If you do bond out, you're not to return to the scene. No guns, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol, and appoint a public defender to represent you. Your name, sir? Your name? Your name?
Oh, I'm sorry, Misael Feliciano.
Hi, Mr. Feliciano, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of petty theft. I have read the charging affidavit, and I do find sufficient probable cause.
Your Honor, there was an offer conveyed to Mr. Feliciano, adjudication, credit time served, no return. We're just waiting on a signature. Right there.
All righty. So is that what you wish to do, Mr. Feliciano, is enter a plea of no contest? Yes? All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No, sir.
Have you suffered from or been treated for any mental illness in the past?
No, sir.
This plea form that you signed, do you have any questions for me about anything on the front or the back?
No, sir.
And you understand that this is punishable by up to 60 days in jail, up to a $500 fine.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll accept your plea. I'll judge you guilty, be sentenced to time served. I'll impose court costs and a $50 cost of prosecution, it's total of $273, and you'll have 12 months from your release to get that paid. And I'm going to order that you not return to, what's that 12321 East Colonial, is that Target? Yeah, no return to Target for a period of 1 year. If you do go back there and the court's made aware of it, you could be held in contempt. All right, be released as to this case today. She's talking to herself now. Apparently I am too. I'm imposing court costs on her. All right, sir, your name? Your name, sir? Your name?
Sorry, Martin Flegel.
Hi, Mr. Flagel, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of battery. I've read the charging affidavit. I do find that there's sufficient probable cause. And the 1096 Linkside Court, that's where you were living? And there's a number of people living there, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And I think the alleged victim also lives there, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so do you have another place you can go to live?
Sure.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to find someplace. I will set bond the amount of $500. You're not to return to the scene. You can go back there one time to that address to pick up any personal items, but you have to go with law enforcement. So you can't go by yourself. You only go one time and with law enforcement to pick up your clothes or anything that you need. That's there. You're not to have any contact with the alleged victim. You're not to have any contact with any of the witnesses. And you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
If you had the two first appearance detainers, they're both incompetent to proceed cases from Osceola. They were removed. I don't know.
Okay, oh yeah, all right. We had some from Osceola, so we'll take no action on that.
Your Honor.
And I'll appoint a public defender, so you have a lawyer on the case.
It had two competency cases from Osceola. Both of them were found incompetent.
On the
We
same.
removed them.
Yeah, we only have the 2025 MM 62304, it looks like.
And the other one is 2025 MM 921 AO. Oh, Osceola.
Mobley?
Bonded, Your Honor.
That's what I want. All right, name, sir?
Wayne Robinson.
Mr. Robinson, you're here today because you arrested on a charge of petty theft. I have read the charging affidavit, and I do find that there's sufficient probable cause. No offer?
No offer, Your Honor.
All right, I set bond in the amount of $500. If you do bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. You're not to return to the scene. You're not to have any contact with any of the witnesses in the case. I will appoint a public defender to represent you. Has that possession of cocaine been filed on?
One moment, Your Honor.
25 CF 67 or 6965, I guess.
There is no offer.
Apparently not. Robinson.
Yes, Your Honor, that has.
Mobley bonded. That one I don't even have. Jones? There was a Jones. What happened with Jones?
What happened with Jones? 2503-6379.
Is it filed on?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, then on the possession of cocaine, I will revoke and double that.
Thank you, Your Honor. That'll be 5,000?
Yeah, what was it before? I didn't even,
I got a bond.
You just have to pay.
what is it, 25? So make it, it'll be 5,000.
Okay.
Looking at, you don't know.
Not today.
All right.
And you can bond.
Ready?
Your Honor, Roland Nicole, mental health.
That's the way of that appearance, Your Honor.
All right, I'll appoint a public defender. I'll set a bond of $500. No guns, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. Was there an offer on that one?
No, Your Honor.
No? Okay. Say bring her tomorrow, but no.
Your Honor, Shiver Wendland, also mental health.
We'd ask to reset that, Your Honor.
There's an offer?
Yes, there is.
All right, I'll appoint a public defender. We'll reset that for tomorrow for a plea, possibly. Voicing,
Refused, Your Honor.
all right, stay the bond.
That's the way of that appearance, Your Honor.
Appoint a public defender, no guns, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol, no return to the scene. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Was there an offer for her case?
There was not.
All right. Yeah. You can always just check whatever you. Okay, your name, sir?
Sean Whitney.
Mr. Whitney, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of petty theft. I have read the charging affidavit, and I do find there's sufficient probable cause. I will set bond in the amount of $500. If you do bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. You're not to return to the scene. I will appoint a public defender to represent you. And the scene was Walmart. No return to Walmart. All right. A lot of bondable. We didn't plead. All right, your name, sir? What was the name again?
Ronald Hutt.
One more. What do you have? What was it? What's the last name? There it is. Okay, all right, Mr. Hutt, you're here today because you failed to appear in two cases. These 2,000 or the 0. The public defender's office is already representing you. On the a petty theft and defrauding an innkeeper case. And there is $500 on each count. If you do bond out, make sure that you contact the public defender's office so you'll know when your next court date is, okay?
Your Honor, my client would like the court to know that he is a veteran and he has served our country.
Okay. Thank you for your service. Show up for court next time. Okay. Your name, sir? Okay. What happened with Anthony Aldanino and Danny Hunter?
Danny Hunter, we saw in the move-up list, Your Honor.
Oh, he was move up?
And the other
Hunter
person
was
also was Spanish move-up.
There you go. We did them both.
Your name called out there? George Isby?
This is Isby. Yeah. All right, Mr. Isby, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of trespass.
Your Honor, briefly, there was a offer conveyed to Mr. Isby. When I called his name in the back, he had not responded, but if you wouldn't mind going through it with him,
I
Your
can
Honor.
talk to him. What's the offer?
Adjudication, 10 days OCJ, no return to WaWa, 1200 West Colonial Drive. You want to do that? Yep. And he,
Looks like he has another one, too. Why don't we do them both? He's out on bond or ROR'd on another one. Mr. Isby, so it looks like you have a trespass from WaWa, and maybe I don't even know, the other one might have been from WaWa as well. But there's a trespass in 2025 MM 408-187AO.
there's another one?
Is that this case?
He has a first appearance detainer for being out on ROR from a prior trespass.
Yeah, so there is another one. Why don't we just do them both?
If we could resolve that,
Yeah.
if that would work for the state.
So, do you want to get rid of both those cases, Mr. Isby?
Yes, sir.
All right. Then we'll also do,
To the bench then?
yeah,
Okay.
on the, out on bond.
Can I
I
get that?
apologize. Can I have the out on bond case number? again?
Sure, 2025 MM 408-187AO.
Your Honor, 408-187AO.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Right, it's initial appearance charge we're allowed to do.
Okay.
All right, so Mr. Isby, you wish to enter pleas of no contest to these charges?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
Not at all.
Have you suffered from or been treated for any mental illness in the past?
In the past, yes.
Yeah. Take any medication?
Not at this present
All
time.
right, and you do understand what these two cases are about?
Yes, sir.
All right. This plea form you signed, do you have any questions for me about anything on the form?
No, sir.
You understand that both of these are punishable by up to 60 days in jail and up to a $500 fine?
Yes, sir.
All right, I will accept your pleas of no contest. In the 2025 MM 409-232AO, I will judge you guilty, be sentenced to 10 days in the Orange County Jail with, what's the credit? What's his credit today? Do we? Yeah. $35. All right, times, it'll be, plus any, put whatever time served you have. Court cost of prosecution of $50, 12 months to pay from your release. In the second case, 2025 MM 408-187 AO with plea to the bench, I'll accept your plea of no contest to the charge of trespass. If you judge guilty, that'd be 10 days in the Orange County Jail with credit for time served. You're not to return to the WaWa at 1200 West Colonial Drive. And I will impose court costs and a $50 cost of prosecution on that. 10-1 with one? Okay. With 1 day credit for time served. And you are, the no return is on both cases. Trying to think what it was. But you have 12 months from when you release, and you can pay a little at a time or all at once as long as you pay at some point in the next 12 months. Yes, ma'am.
Ron, just to clarify the record, on the 25 MM 408-187, you said 10 days Orange County Jail, and then you said credit time served. Does he have 10 days, or you just?
No, one. I said whatever credit he had, and I think now we've determined it's one.
So,
Maybe it's one on each.
okay, thank you.
Yep. I mean, he got arrested, so he had at least one on the other case. On the ROR one? Okay, so the ROR one, he has 33 days, so just do 10 with 10 on him, on that one. Okay. Your name, ma'am? Pardon?
Tiffany Joseph.
All right, Ms. Joseph, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of petty theft of $100 or more. I've read the charging affidavit. I do find sufficient probable cause. In that case, I will set bond in the amount of $750. There'll be, if you do bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. You're not to return to the scene. You're not to have any contact with any witnesses or any co-defendants.
Your Honor, I'd like to be heard on the out on bond before you make a decision on it.
Okay.
Your Honor, I understand that the out on bond has been filed on. I will present that, and I also understand that the argument by the state or by yourself may be that they are similar in nature. I also understand.
Yes, you're right.
But what I will say is I've just spoken to Miss Joseph. Miss Joseph would only be able to make bond on her new case. She appears to me an individual who is fully prepared to never find herself in a situation where she may be arrested. I'm not making any, I know that right now it's just allegations, but I believe this may be her final opportunity. And we would ask that the court consider taking no action. She has no money to her name besides enough money to make this last bond. I understand this is more of an emotional plea, Your Honor, but we'd ask that the court consider giving her an opportunity to make this bond and to follow through with the process and not be in this situation again.
State, I know what you're going to say. Go ahead, say it. No.
I was going to be more eloquent. Your Honor, the state would object. The out on bond is a statewide that is set for trial in January. Statewide cases are not cases that happen overnight, Your Honor. So this has been pending for some time, and the new offense happened in October. No, Your Honor, it was a conscious decision to go into the Dollar General and steal approximately $350 worth of merchandise. So,
well, not to mention that it says in the affidavit that their belief is that she was there the day before and did the same thing.
So,
and as far as whether she can afford the bond or not, she made a $62,500 bond on the other case, according to the paperwork. So somewhere there were some funds at some point. And it's, yeah, I get it. She's feeling bad now, but that's because she made, a mistake, I guess, or a choice. So on the out on bonds, I'm going to revoke, and there'll be no bond on that. You can, of course, talk to the trial judge and see what they say. But I mean, basically, it's the same exact thing. All right, your name, sir? All right, Mr. Lewis, you're here today because you failed to appear.
Yeah, there was an offer conveyed to Ms.
Okay.
Yes.
That on the underlying offense?
Yes, Your Honor, and it would remove the failure to appear. That offer is adjudication of guilt, credit time served. I just need a moment to have
Okay.
Mr. Lewis sign, but he has already been advised in the back. Right there.
All right, sir. So you wish to enter a plea of no contest to the Did they file the resisting? They did, right? So it's a resisting, and it looks like it says it was filed as an expired DL. So you wish to enter pleas of no contest to those two?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today? Have you suffered from or been treated for any mental illness in the past?
Sir.
This plea form that you have signed here, do you have any questions about anything on that form?
Sir.
And you understand that the resisting is punishable by up to a year in the county jail, and the expired DL is punishable by up to 60 days and up to a $500 fine. All righty. Well, now that I look at you, I recognize your name, but I do remember you.
I do remember you. How you?
For a very long time, we used to see you.
That was
Yeah.
during COVID.
Are you doing okay?
My mom's in the hospital. She just had a stroke. I got to get to her.
No, I'm sorry about that.
How have you been? You're looking well.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. As to the resisting, I will judge you guilty, be sentenced to time served. As to the no valid or the expired DL, I'll judge you guilty, be time served. There'll be court cost of prosecution of $50, and I'll give you 12 months. I'll give you 18 months from today's date. That way, if you got bills, because your mom, okay? But you'll be released as to this case.
Thank you.
Good day.
Jamie will be happy to hear that I saw you. Nah.
Your Honor, for this next client, I apologize. Go ahead.
White Vincent.
Yes.
We'd ask to waive that appearance, Your Honor.
All right, we'll appoint the public defender, and I don't remember what the bonds were on that one. We'll stay that. I think he actually had. What was the reason again? He just refused?
Mental health.
Mental health. That's interesting.
Did you say he was staying the bonds?
Yeah, is it none?
No, it's 500.
Yeah, okay, it was 500, right? I think it was Duckworth, yeah. Okay, so 500. Arvello?
Yes, Your Honor. For Mr. Arvello, there was a offer conveyed to him. It was an adjudication, credit time served. But with this offer, he still has those out-on bonds. So I hadn't discussed this with the state, but if Mr. Arvello takes his plea,
He wants to plea, I'll leave it alone.
Beautiful. Thank
Get
you.
him out. All right, Mr. Arvello, you wish to enter plea of no contest to the possession of open container?
Yes, sir.
Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No, sir.
Have you suffered from or been treated for any mental illness in the past?
No, sir.
This plea form you signed, any questions for me about anything on the front or the back? Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, and you understand this is punishable by up to 60 days in jail, up to a $500 fine. I'll accept your plea. I'll judge you guilty, be sentenced to any time served that you may have. I'll impose court costs of $223, and you'll have 12 months from today's date to pay that, and there'll be, I'll take no action on the out-on bond. You'll be released on that today.
Oh, sir.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. All right, your name, ma'am?
Anna Brown.
All right, Ms. Brown, you're here today because you arrested on a charge of open container.
Sir.
And what was it, a paraphernalia, or was it a resisting? Yeah. All right, a possession of paraphernalia and an open container. No offer?
No offer, Your Honor.
Okay. As to the open container bond, we said amount of $100. Paraphernalia will be $250. You're not supposed to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and it will appoint a public defender to represent you.
Your Honor?
Yep.
She does have reporting instructions.
Okay, and if you do bond out, you need to report in. Your name, sir?
Sorry, Joseph William Marie II.
Mr. Rooney, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of open container.
Your Honor, there was a offer conveyed to Mr. Rooney, adjudication 5 days, OCJ. I don't know how much credit time he has, but I was unable to speak to Mr. Rooney back in the back. Yeah, you were busy. There was something going on. But if you wouldn't mind, Your Honor, I'd like to ask Mr. Rooney if he wants to take the plea, and if you could advise him.
I can talk to him.
He would like to take the place, but I also would like to mention, there is a 25 MO 402751 AOR case that has already been pled via or at least the attorney on that case states that he's already been pled, but it's open on the clerk's side. I would just want to confirm that. That
25 MO 2751.
Yeah, I just
That's
want to
it?
make sure that wouldn't hold him, because supposedly it's already been pled, at least through our internal system.
Is he being held on that?
I don't think so. Well,
Do you show that?
I don't have that as a hold, but if he is out on it. Yeah, we'll see.
You gotta, here's a pen.
It didn't come up. Okay, 2751, what's the number? 25 MO.
4027.
40, okay, that's the part I was missing. No problem. Yeah, I see 1112 plea.
Okay, beautiful.
Let me see what the plea was. Yeah, time served, court cost, $10 filing reimbursement.
Okay.
So it looks like they did that last week. So yeah, that's why he's not being held on him. All right, so you wish to enter a plea of no contest then to the open container and the possession of drug paraphernalia? Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I assume that's on there. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Are you under the influence of any drugs or alcohol today?
No.
Have you suffered from or been treated for any mental illness in the past?
No.
All right. This plea form here, do you have any questions for me about anything on the form, on the front or the back?
No.
And you understand that the possession of open container, that's punishable by 60 days, up to 60 days. And the possession of drug paraphernalia is punishable by up to a year in the county jail. It's going to be 5 days, but those are the maximums. You do understand that?
Yes.
Okay. I'll accept your plea as to the open container. I'll judge you guilty, be sentenced to 5 days with 2 days. 5 with 2 days, credit for time served. As count 2, resist the possession of drug paraphernalia, I will judge you guilty. 5 days with 2 days credit for time served. Those sentences run concurrent with one another, and any other sentence you may be serving or may receive. I'll impose court costs of $223, and you'll have 12 months from today's date to get that paid. And you'll be released as to these cases when you serve out the other 3 days. All right? Thank you, sir. Probably be 2.
Your Honor, change Joshua's PTR.
All right. Grooms,
Bonded.
Rodriguez. All right, your name, sir?
Jose Rodriguez.
Mr. Rodriguez, you're here today because you failed to appear. Where you're driving under the influence charge in front of Judge Duckworth. There is a bond of $2,000. Is he represented by the PD already? No. I will appoint a public defender to represent you. If you bond out, make sure you contact the public defender right away so they can get started on your case, all right? If you don't bond out and you're going to represent or don't have a lawyer, make sure you check with the clerk to find out what your next court date is so you don't miss it again, Okay? All right. All right, your name, ma'am?
Trina S. Adams.
It's easier. All right, Ms. Adams, you're here today because you failed to appear. There is no bond on those, on a grand theft and a failure to return a hired vehicle. I will appoint a public defender if you do. Oh, I think you already do. You already have a public defender. Thank you.
Yeah, what?
Name, ma'am? What's the name?
Alexander.
All right, you're here today because you're arrested for charge of possession of cocaine, possession of drug paraphernalia. I have read the charging affidavit, and I do find that there's sufficient probable cause. Possession of cocaine of set bond amount of $1,000. The possession of drug paraphernalia would be $250. I'll appoint a public defender to represent you. If you do not bond, or if you do bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Now, you're out on bond currently on a possession of fentanyl. Has that case been
No, Your Honor.
filed on yet? All right, I'll take no action.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The state is requesting that 25 CF 15062, currently in Division 22, be transferred to Division 12, where there is a lowercase number pending.
Okay,
May I
granted, you may. Name, sir?
Latrell.
All right, Mr. Alston, you're here today because you're arrested for failing to appear on your possession of a controlled substance, possession of drug paraphernalia. There's no bond on that. And you already have the public defender on that, so they'll come out and see you. Your name, ma'am? Ms. Barker, you're here today because you're arrested on a charge of petty theft, 2 or more prior convictions. I have read the charging affidavit. I do find that there's sufficient probable cause. Bond be set in the amount of $1,000. If you do bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. You're not to return to the scene, which is the target at 120 West Grant Street. And I will appoint a public defender to represent you. Your name, ma'am?
Kylie Busby.
All right, Ms. Busby, you're here today because you were arrested for a charge of battery on a person over 65. I have read the charging affidavit. I do find sufficient probable cause. A set bond in the amount of $1,500.
Your Honor, my client qualifies for pretrial release.
All right. Did you want pretrial release?
Give me a second.
Yes, sir.
All right, we give pretrial release conditions. If you do, when you go a pretrial release, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol.
Yes, sir.
You're not to have any contact with the alleged victim in this case.
Yes, sir.
Which is Rallo Flores. No contact with the co-defendant, and I will appoint a public defender to represent you. Yeah, I know.
Doesn't matter.
No.
Okay.
Co-defendant, I think, is her boyfriend or something. But no contact.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Nothing.
Your name, ma'am? Your name?
Dominique Bias.
Hi, Ms. Bias. You're here today because you're arrested on a charge of possession of cocaine, possession of cannabis, less than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I've read the charging affidavit. I'll set bonds as follows: $1,000 on the possession of cocaine, $500 on the possession of 20 grams or less of cannabis, and $100 on the possession of drug paraphernalia. I will appoint a public defender to represent you. If you do bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Your name, ma'am?
My name?
Yes.
Rhonda Castleman.
Ms. Castleman, you're here today because you failed to appear on your violation of probation grand theft. There is no bond on that failure to appear. I will appoint a public defender to represent you on the violation of probation if you do not already have a lawyer.
It's not a violation of probation, though, is it? I've already taken care of that.
No, it was just a failure to appear, but it was, okay. So,
All right, your name, sir?
Justin Castile.
Mr. Castillo, you're here today because you're arrested for the charge of battery by strangulation and aggravated battery with great bodily harm. I have read the charging affidavits. I do find that there is sufficient probable cause. Now, the Prince Hall Boulevard, were you living there?
Yes, sir, I was.
And Joel Owens also lives there? Does Joel Owens live there as well?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have another place to go?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right. Battery by strangulation, the bond we set in the amount of $1,000. The aggravated battery with great bodily harm will be $1,500. You have no contact with Joel Owens. You're not to return to the Prince Hall Boulevard address, although you can go back one time with law enforcement to pick up any personal items you may need. Not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and I will appoint a public defender to represent you. Your name, sir? Your name?
Tyrone Davis.
All right, Mr. Davis, you're here today because you're arrested on the charge of possession of cocaine. I have read the charging affidavit. I do find sufficient probable cause. Set bond in the amount of $1,000. If you do bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and I will appoint a public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney.
Your Honor, Harrison Gary is mental health today.
we'd ask to waive that appearance, Your Honor.
All right, I'll appoint a public defender to represent him on the possession of cocaine with intent. We'll make that 1,500. Possession of drug, yep.
With the possession, with the intent, that should at least be $10,000, Your Honor.
I understand that's what it is, but the allegation is that he was going to give it to her. That's the way that, it was just sitting on a bench and it was between the two of them. So technically, it was actually even closer to her and not him.
No, Your Honor. For his affidavit, it discusses him hiding baggies underneath the table, and the baggies were divided into however many. It's not the same affidavit, Your Honor.
I think he put the tampering was, he tried to hide one in a bench. Thought that's what it was.
The second to last paragraph, it discusses, I located a plastic bag containing several small plastic baggies containing off-white rock-like and powdery substances.
What was the weight on that?
There was no weight, Your Honor.
So it could have been 3 small baggies with very little in them, right? Okay. $10,000 count 1, $100 count 2, $100 count 3. No action on the auto bonds.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Point a public defender to represent him.
No return, no weight.
Yeah, well, wasn't it, is it like behind a store or something? It sounded like. No contact with a co-defendant, and no guns, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. Yeah, it's behind 804 West South Street, so no return to there, whatever that is. That was behind a store, but it doesn't say. Your name, sir?
Money hustle.
All right, sir, you're here today because you were arrested and charged for sexual battery on a person 18 years or older and exposure of sexual organs. I have read the charging affidavit. I do find sufficient probable cause. State want to be heard as the bond on count one.
Your Honor, it is a second-degree felony. At this time, the state is not asking for a pretrial detention, but would like the court to take into consideration it is a second-degree felony.
I'll set bond in the amount of $15,000. And as to count two, the exposure of sexual organs be $1,000. You're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. No contact with the alleged victim. No return to Universal Studios or the vicinity. And I will appoint a public defender to represent you.
Your Honor, I'm not necessarily, is that your father? Yes, my father. I'm not necessarily sure if I don't think this is necessarily relevant, but I believe the father's here. Did he just want to view, or did he want to be heard? I'm not sure. No? Would he like to? Yeah, he'd like to be heard.
Okay, come on up.
Your Honor, I mean this in no disrespect when I ask this, but in what capacity? He's not a witness and he's not a victim, and bond has been set.
I have no idea. We'll see. Raise your right hand, please. Solemnly swear testimony you're about to give you the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Your name?
Francisco Hassel.
All right. What did you want to tell me?
I just wanted you to consider that I understand the severity of the charges that he's charged with, but he's been diagnosed under the Baker Act, and he's not mentally 100% there. So I just want you to keep that in consideration of him. And this is his first offense, and I'll do anything in my power to.
Well, and I'll tell you what'll happen is the public defender's in, and if there's any question about competency or something, they'll certainly investigate that. Also, what you could do is call the public defender's office and let them know that you have information that could relate to that. And then they could get started working on that.
Okay, thank you so much.
All righty. Thank you for coming in.
Oh, sir. Here, take this.
Your name, sir?
Jonathan Merriman, sir.
Mr. Merriman, you're here today because you're arrested for possession of cannabis more than 20 grams, possession of cannabis with intent to sell and deliver, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I have read the charging affidavit. I do find sufficient probable cause. The possession of cannabis over 20 grams will be $1,000. The possession of cannabis with intent will be $1,500. And the possession of drug paraphernalia, $100. If you do bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and I will appoint a public defender to represent you.
Sir.
All right, your name, sir?
Dylan McGee.
All right, Mr. McGee, you're here. Oh, you know what? I think it was PTR. Because I think she scored. You're here today because you're arrested on a charge of battery on a person's over 65. I've read the charging affidavit. I do find sufficient probable cause. I can set a monetary bond, or you do qualify for pretrial release, if that's what you want to do.
Your Honor, if there was a bond, what would it be in the amount of?
That's not the game we play.
Okay, then pretrial, yeah.
You want a pretrial release?
Release, yeah.
Okay. All right, you'll be released with pretrial release conditions. You're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. And you have no contact with the alleged victim, Rollo Flores, no contact with the co-defendant. And I will appoint a public defender to represent you. Probably the public defender's office will either be withdrawing from your case or Ms. Busby's case, because they may consider that a conflict, so one of you will end up with the RCC. But for right now, the public defender is who you need to speak to. All righty, thank you.
Your Honor, Nicholas Mark refused.
We'd ask to waive that appearance, Your Honor.
All right, appoint a public defender to represent him, stay the bonds as they are. No guns, no weapons, no drugs, no alcohol. Perry. Your name, sir?
Kelvin Perry.
All right, Mr. Perry, you're here today because you failed to appear for your carry and concealed firearm. There is no bond on that, and you already have the public defender, so they'll be out to see you and see where it goes from there.
No, you'll get an attorney.
Your name, sir?
Tavius Rawlings.
Mr. Rawlings, you're here today because you were arrested on a charge of battery on a detention staff or juvenile probation officer. I have read the charging affidavit and do find sufficient probable cause. Bond be set on that at $2,500. If you do bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. I will appoint a public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact with the alleged victim. I don't think we can order, you can't go back to the scene, but no contact with any witnesses. You're also out on bond already for the same charge. I'm going to revoke that bond. There'll be no bond on that. Your name, sir?
My name?
Yes.
Any Joseph Samanes Rojas?
All right, sir, you're here today because you're arrested for the charge of possession of fentanyl, possession of cocaine, possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia. I've read the charging affidavit. I do find sufficient probable cause. Just kidding. Yeah, next one. The bonds will be set as follows: on the possession of fentanyl, $1,000; possession of cocaine, $1,000; possession of methamphetamine, $1,000; possession of drug paraphernalia, $500. If you do bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and I will appoint a public defender to represent you.
Okay, boss. Just one question.
Pardon?
I overdosed when I got arrested.
Your name, ma'am? I'm Ms. Smith. You're here today because you're arrested on a warrant for failing to appear in a possession of oxycodone. There is no bond on that case, and I believe you already have a public defender on that. Public defender will be out to see you.
You gonna come here?
Yeah, they'll come see you. Your name, sir?
Your Honor, can we waive the reading of this one?
Okay. I have read the charging affidavit and that I do find there's sufficient probable cause, a set bond in the amount of $5,000 in this case. Appoint a public defender. If you do bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol, and you're not to, and you need to report in as required by the statute. You're also out on bond already on this charge, so I'm going to revoke that, and there'll be no bond on that.
I would like to mention that those date back to, I believe, July, and they haven't been filed on. I don't necessarily know if these are the types of cases that would be filed on, but okay.
I don't know.
Your Honor, State is requesting that 25 CF 15085, currently in Division 11, be transferred to Division 15, where there is a lowercase number pending.
Okay, granted.
May I approach?
You may. All right, your name, ma'am?
Keisha Vandermeer.
Ms. Vandermeer, you're here today because you're arrested on a possession of methamphetamine or ecstasy. I have read the charging affidavit. I do find sufficient probable cause. Set bond amount of $1,000. If you bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. I will appoint a public defender to represent you.
Thank you.
Your Honor?
Oh, she does?
Yes.
What's the CT?
Please come back.
Oh, there's that on bond on the no valid. I'll take no action on that. That's fine.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
She's fine.
No, tell him. Just tell her no action.
No, she's gonna take no action. She's good to go.
Yeah, she's fine. Nobody? All right. Yeah, your name, ma'am?
Angel Wilcox.
All right, ma'am, you're here because you, on a warrant for failing to appear. There is no bond on that. And your attorney will be out to see you to see where it goes from here.
Okay, can you reinstate my bond?
Yeah?
Are you able to reinstate my bond?
No? It's, the trial judge said it at no bond. There's nothing I can do. Your name, sir?
Stewart
Last name?
Wheels.
Mr. Wills, you're here today because you're arrested on a possession of a controlled substance. I've read the charging affidavit. I do find sufficient probable cause. I will set bond amount of $1,000. Appoint a public defender to represent you. If you bond out, you're not to use or possess any guns, weapons, drugs, or alcohol. Is there still a hold on him? An APHIS hold? Yes, no? I don't know.
This, Mr. Wills, Your Honor?
Yes.
Let me see. He has just prints and DNA holds for
Okay.
Mr. Wills.
All right. All right, you're all set. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Has it been filed on?
It has, Your Honor. May I approach?
You may.
It's not your case.
No, I don't know who's, Rachel Chatterton, it's RCC. Thank you. Wow. That explains that. No wonder it took so long. Wow. Okay, that would be denied.